The wind at the Pacific training range cut like a blade, sharp with salt and pride. It carried the sound of boots striking gravel, weapons being racked, and the low laughter of men who had never learned to doubt themselves. They were Navy SEALs, elite, hardened, worshipped by reputation alone. And today, they were amused. She stood 20 meters behind them, uninvited, unwanted, unacknowledged. Captain Elena Ward wore no flashy patches, no chest full of medals, no insignia that screamed authority. Just a plain combat uniform, sleeves rolled down, hands resting calmly behind her back. Her rifle case lay closed at her feet that a SEAL lieutenant glanced over his shoulder and smirked. "Who let the analyst out of the briefing room?" he muttered. Loud enough. Laughter followed. Another SEAL turned fully this time. "Hey, ma'am, range is live. Observation deck's over there." He pointed, exaggerated politeness dripping with mockery. Elena didn't move. She had learned long ago that silence unsettled louder than argument. Commander Jake Harlan, the SEAL team leader, finally turned. He was tall, broad, scar running from temple to jaw, the kind of man whose confidence filled rooms before he entered. "Captain," he said flatly, "with respect, this is a classified live-fire evaluation. My sniper team is running long-range solutions at distances most people can't even calculate." He paused, eyes scanning her like an inconvenience. "This isn't the place." A few SEALs nodded. Someone chuckled. Elena met his gaze, unblinking. "I'm aware," she said calmly. That tone, steady, controlled, earned another laugh. Harlan exhaled through his nose. "Then you're also aware we didn't request outside personnel." Elena reached into her pocket and produced a folded document. "Joint Command did." Harlan didn't take it. "Joint Command sits in offices. We operate in reality." The insult hung heavy. Elena nodded once. "So do I." A ripple of disbelief moved through the SEAL line. Point one of the snipers. Chief Petty Officer Ryan Cole, their best, stepped forward. "Sir, if she's here to observe, fine. But if this is another interagency experiment, she's not observing." Harlan interrupted. He looked back at Elena. "You're here to test us?" Elena answered honestly. "I'm here to validate a shot profile." That did it. Laughter erupted, open, unrestrained. "A shot profile?" Cole repeated. "At this range." Another SEAL shook his head. "Ma'am, we've got the highest confirmed hit ratios in the fleet." Cole crossed his arms. "What exactly are you validating?" Elena gestured toward the far horizon. "A moving target," she said. "Beyond standard engagement parameters. Environmental interference. Variable wind shear. Classified distance." Cole scoffed. "There is no shot beyond what we're already doing." Elena finally looked at him directly. "There is," she said. "You just haven't been cleared to see it." Silence replaced laughter. Sharp, offended silence. Harlan stepped closer, voice low. "You're standing on my range, talking down on my people." Elena didn't back away. "I'm standing here because 6 months from now," she said, "a shot like this will decide whether an entire extraction team lives or dies." Cole shook his head. "And you think you can do what my sniper can't?" Elena paused, then, "I know I can." That earned open hostility. Harlan gestured sharply. "Chief, set up. Let her watch what real capability looks like." Cole smiled thinly. "Gladly." The target was deployed, a drone-sized thermal signature moving erratically across the far ocean cliffline. Distance classified. Wind unpredictable. Even the SEALs had failed 2 prior attempts that morning. Cole lay prone, rifle braced, breathing controlled. Spotter called wind. Cole adjusted. Shot rang out. Mississippi second attempt. Mississippi, a murmur spread. Cole tightened his jaw. Adjusted again. Third shot. Miss, closer but still off. Harlan cursed under his breath. Elena watched quietly. Cole rolled on his side, frustrated. "Wind's wrong. Thermals are bouncing." Elena spoke softly. "Your correction lag is 2 seconds behind the shear." Cole snapped his head around. "What?" "You're compensating for surface wind," she said, "not upper displacement." Harlan frowned. "We factor all known variables." Elena shook her head. "Not the classified one." Cole stood. "You saying you can hit it?" Elena bent and opened her rifle case. The laughter didn't return, because the rifle inside wasn't standard. It was unmarked, modified beyond conventional specs. Custom barrel. Unfamiliar optic. Hand-loaded rounds sealed in matte black casings. Cole swallowed. What the hell is that? Elena lifted it like it weighed nothing. A problem solver. Harlan hesitated. You're not cleared to fire on my range. Elena handed him the document. Now, I am. He read it. His face changed. Holy. He stopped himself. He handed it back slowly. You get one shot. Elena nodded. She lay prone. The world narrowed. Wind whispered secrets. Distance folded. Time slowed. She adjusted the optic, not for where the target was, but for where physics said it would be. Cole watched, silent now. Spotter whispered, "Wind's shifting, I know," Elena said. She exhaled, squeezed. The shot cracked, different. Deeper. Cleaner. The target vanished. Not hit. Erased. Silence fell like a dropped flag. Cole stared through his scope, then looked up slowly. "Direct center," he whispered. "Impossible." Harlan stepped forward, stunned. That distance. Elena stood, clearing the rifle. That's why it's classified. No one laughed now. They stared at her, not as an outsider, but as something else, something dangerous, something above expectation. Elena closed the rifle case. "You don't need me to replace your sniper," she said quietly. She met Cole's eyes. "You need me to teach him what comes next." The SEALs stood straighter. Respect, hard-earned, settled in. Elena turned to leave, then paused. "And Commander?" Harlan looked up. "Next time," she said, "don't confuse silence with weakness." She walked away as the wind carried something new across the range. Not laughter. Reverence. Back and index pointing right. Subscribe to the channel. Her brave striped speech balloon. Tell us in the comments. Where are you watching from? The helicopter rotors thudded through the night air like a giant heartbeat, steady and merciless. Below them, the sea was black glass, broken only by moonlight and the white scars of waves crashing against the rocks. Captain Elena Ward sat strapped in, rifle secure between her knees, helmet visor down. Across from her, Commander Jake Harlan studied her in silence. In jokes, now, and smirks, and doubt loud enough to hide behind. The men surrounding her were the same SEALs who had laughed at her on the range. Now they checked their gear twice, eyes sharper, movements quieter. Because this mission was already compromised and everyone knew it. Intel failure, an extraction window collapsing, that a hostile sniper cell entrenched in terrain designed to kill anyone arrogant enough to rush it, and one impossible shot standing between success and body bags. Harlan finally broke the silence. Target is dug in near the ridge. Overwatch position. Thermal camouflaged. We lost 2 drones trying to map him. Elena nodded. I've seen the satellite data. Cole leaned forward. Satellite says he's beyond ethical engagement distance. Elena's voice was calm. Ethics change when people start dying. No one argued. The helicopter banked hard, descending toward the insertion point. Red light bathed the cabin. Harlan keyed his mic 2 minutes. The bird touched down briefly, barely a kiss, and the SEALs flowed out like shadows, vanishing into the scrub and stone. Elena followed, boots hitting ground without hesitation. The terrain was brutal. Jagged rock, narrow ledges, wind screaming through passes like a living thing. The enemy knew this land. They had shaped it into a weapon. The team moved in silence. Minutes stretched. Then the first crack split the night. A suppressed shot. Close point, 1 SEAL went down, not dead, but bleeding hard. They dragged him into cover as more rounds snapped overhead. "Sniper," someone hissed. Elena dropped prone instantly, scanning. She didn't look where the shots came from. She looked where they shouldn't have. Wine tore sideways across the ridge, then dipped, then rose again, invisible rivers colliding. The enemy sniper wasn't shooting where logic said to aim. He was using the chaos. Cole whispered urgently. "I can't spot him. Thermal's useless." Another round shattered stone inches from Elena's helmet. Harlan barked orders, pulling his team tighter. "We're pinned. If we push, we lose more men." Silence fell again, the kind that presses on the ears. Elena crawled forward a meter, then another. Harlan grabbed her shoulder. "What are you doing?" Elena didn't look back. ending this. She sat up on a narrow outcrop barely wide enough for her body. Below her was nothing but darkness and drop. Cole crawled beside her, breathing hard. That's suicide range. Elena adjusted her rifle. Not if you understand the air. Cole swallowed. Distance. She gave a number. He froze. That's beyond recorded, I know. Enemy fire intensified. They knew they were being hunted now. A round clipped Elena's pack. She didn't flinch. She closed her eyes for half a second. Not to pray. To calculate. Wind velocity. Coriolis drift. Barometric instability. Thermal uplift from the rocks below. She wasn't aiming at a man. She was aiming in moment in time. Harlan whispered into the mic. Elena, we're losing our window. I have it, she said. Cole watched her fingers settle on the trigger. Wait, he said. What if you're wrong? Elena opened her eyes. Then she said the words that would stay with him forever. Then I don't deserve the rifle. She fired. The sound was swallowed by the wind. For a heartbeat. Nothing. Then the enemy fire stopped. Completely. Cole lifted his optic, hands shaking. Confirmed hit, he breathed. Target down. The ridge went silent. Not the uneasy silence of danger. The final silence of victory. The SEALs moved instantly, securing the route, extracting their wounded, clearing the position where the enemy sniper had fallen. They found him slumped against stone, expression frozen in shock. The round had entered at an angle no sniper would ever expect. Harlan stood over the body, then looked back at Elena. That shot, he said quietly. No one teaches that. Elena packed her rifle. No, she replied. They don't. Extraction was fast after that. Clean, efficient. Back on the helicopter, the atmosphere was different. Cole removed his helmet and leaned forward. I owe you my career, and probably my life. Elena met his gaze. Then use it well. Harlan stood as the bird lifted off. Captain Ward, he said formally. She looked up. You were humiliated on my range, he said. By my people. By me. He extended his hand. That won't happen again. Elena shook it once. Good, she said. Because next time, I won't be as patient. A few SEALs laughed. Not mocking now, relieved, respectful, as the coastline faded into darkness. Cole spoke quietly to no one in particular. They should put your name in the history books. Elena looked out the open door, wind tearing at her gear. They won't, she said. And that's fine, because legends don't need recognition. Only results. Backhand index pointing right. Subscribe to the channel. Her Brave Stripes speech balloon comment below. Where are you watching from?